I'm waiting.
It's ready.
All right, there, now we're good, Gail.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 6:09.
Now we're up to 6:09.
Yeah. Does there happen to be anybody out there for a public comment? So we're moving to the approval of the minutes. Obviously, we weren't here last time, but
You don't.
I'll make a motion. No, I was gonna say, it's nothing there that's overly, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay.
All right, fellowship application.
I just briefly wanted to touch on the fellowship grant that it's due Wednesday. And we have an application all done. You're well aware of it. And well, if we are awarded, we'll have to pay $10,000. And I was approached by Byron, who wanted to share a fellow. And the MEDC or the CEDM people, whoever they are, they discouraged me from doing that. They think that we should apply on our own, but could work something out later with Byron, if we want to. So I will probably just mention that in the grant application, if everybody's good with us trying to help Byron. And if, I mean, whatever the agreement is, that would just come to city council. Right. There was some financial or, you know. So
What's this community inspired? Is it smaller than our community?
probably, yeah, they're a village.
Village, okay.
So I would assume they're a little bit smaller than us, but I mean, population wise, I don't know where you have to be at to be a village exactly, but I think they are a little smaller. Their DDA is actually, they don't have a full-time employee. They don't have people spearheading this stuff. So their DDA is actually working on it with volunteers, and to get our RC certified that way is going to be really hard.
So they're behind us, and any help we can help.
Right, and I told them, I'm like, I'd be willing to share my, park and rec plan or the capital improvement plan, any of those things, and if I can have a fellow help them, then we'll see if we can make that happen, so.
Well, I like the idea of sharing resources if it kind of benefits both of us, and sometimes, so, all right, well, if you need any more help. I think you got it pretty
Yep,
much.
I think it's ready now. I'm just gonna tweak it a little bit and push submit, hopefully.
For capital improvement.
I just wanted to update you guys, because I mean, Dina's was on council, you were on council, but welcome. So I just wanted to update you on the capital improvement, the bond situation. So last year we put something in the newspaper to let people know that we may borrow money. And then that had a 45-day referendum, which has now expired. So we are in the time period when we can decide what we are going to borrow and what projects we're going to do with it. So when we're starting the budget process, this is going to be good information to know. But next week, Dave and I and Adam from C2E are going to meet with the bond council to see what's happened with rates, what money, go back to, okay, do we have projects that we're ready to go forward with, and kind of figure out where we're at, and then probably bring it to council in January for whatever's going on with the bond projects. So just kind of wanted to get you up to date on that, because that once that starts, it just kind of everybody kind of got to know what we're doing.
I guess Dina and I kind of know, but we did have people come in and kind of look at all of our sidewalks and parking lots and different things and kind of rate them and give us an idea. And that was one of the things that we had talked about, that in the relatively bond situation. So. All right. Shiawassee Economic Development Partnership.
When you and I were talking like last week or sometime, you had mentioned wondering if we were members of the chamber,
Mhm.
which I don't think we are. I think we're just members of SEDP. But I wanted everybody to know kind of, this is something I just got from them recently on their, upcoming strategic plan, and they're in their fundraising stage for probably at least 10 years, maybe longer. We were at the level of 500. And I think it was a year or so ago, we went up to the $1,000 partner level. So on the second page of their presentation, that is the level we're at, and those services listed there, plus the ones above them, are ones we're eligible for. And I just want everybody to know they have been a great partner. If they do come and ask for more funding, it really has been a great partnership for us with them. I mean, I went to a land bank meeting today where, Justin is, heading up something with the land bank to get $200,000 to people to tear down something or whatever. And so just, I've used them for a lot of things. If we have a business coming to town, I'll call him and say, hey, what do you know about this? Or do you have a finance, and he's pulled things together. He's presented things for us. So he has a good crew there, and they do a lot of good things.
I would agree, if you get on his email stream and he sends you email, I mean, there's always something happening over
Yep.
there.
And I get all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get stuff 2 and 3 times because I get it from him and the state and
Right.
MML, but
But they're very,
I mean, but sometimes I get something from him that I didn't get from somebody else, so.
yeah. I think he's a wonderful resource.
So that's just, if we want to consider going up, it would be, coming up that they're gonna look at that. If not, do we want to stay at the partner level? So, they'll probably be coming to ask us.
Okay, all right, so
So-
they'll ask and then we have to decide which way.
Right, so at some point, if you want to share this with the rest of the council, or you want to talk about the SEDP, or you want them here, just let me know.
Okay.
Probably should say Spark Grant for last.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go to number 6, item 6.
So the blight elimination grant is what I told you about, that I did go to that the Land Bank Authority meeting today, and I've been working on an application for the blight grant. So basically, the land bank has $200,000 to give to somebody, and we have 300 Grand River that we bought with the school over here that we want to tear down and partner with the school. If I can get us a grant to have that tore down, I mean, that should be part of our share, right?
Yes.
I mean, so those are the things that I'm looking at, is that, the school's ready to tear that down, and I know this money's out there, so I'd kind of like to see if we could get that.
Yeah.
And I went and presented that project today. I gave them all 4 of these projects. 120 Railroad is behind PDP's there, where the old elevator used to sit. Basically, we still need some work there in order to be able to develop that, but it's not like as bad as 300 Grand River. You know what I mean? Like, but if we want to develop that, then we do need to have a phase 2 there, and a due care plan and some other things. So that's ready for development. I have been approached on several occasions by developers who want to put something there, but then, oh, well, do you guys know this, or do you know that? So if we were able to get it packaged and ready to go, that would be, it would be an incentive to sell that. And one of the things that comes up quite a bit is that sometimes there's a gap there, and one of the projects we're looking at there is for housing. So like a multi-family housing development there. And when I say we, I don't mean these are my ideas. They came out of our plans from planning processes. And so that, that's something that everybody seems to think would be great there, because then we get people living downtown. Those people living downtown support all of our businesses. It's sustainable. So that's the purpose for getting that one ready. And the same thing with the Lang Street property. Whether we want to sell it to somebody else, or we want to use it for a farmer's market or parking or whatever everybody thinks, there still needs to be some stuff done there. And then I just threw Langsburg Road on there because we know that needs cleanup. If we don't get the grant, maybe it would give us some money to do something with that piece of property. But I itemized this for them that as importance was the 300 Grand River. And at this point, I mean, if we wanted to bring this up to city council, and I think it would be great to have like a motion that supports our application to the Shiawassee County Land Bank. I think that'd be really good. And then I think a letter from the school would be great. Or any parents who have issues with the, the parking or the, the parent pickup and drop off there and, the storage units having been right next to there, anything like that, that would sway the land bank's opinion.
Well, also your electric idea of the outlets and hotspots and
Yeah.
all that stuff is really, is there a deadline for this? grant?
Well, the deadline for what I had to do was Friday,
Okay.
and then they met today. And they've set up some new things where they kind of mentioned they wouldn't mind some,
More detail.
more details from people. There's 7 of us vying for this $200,000, but 1 out of 7 is pretty good chances.
Yeah.
And you're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I had the audience wanting to fund our project today, so.
I think that's a good project, yeah.
So, yeah, and I think because we're partnering with the school, it looks good, we're helping public safety, and so, but I am probably gonna need some letters of support there, and I think that a motion from the city council supporting why that would be a good project is probably really good tonight from come out of our meeting.
So you're looking for a motion here to then say at the city council?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Does everybody get what I'm, trying to do here and, okay.
so I'd like to make a motion to forward the 300 Grand River project for the land bank light grant. And go forward with asking for more information. Like letters of recommendation from the school and citizens. What else do you think we should do in the motion?
That's fine. I mean, I basically, it's just, and then if you want to match in any way. I think my number for that was 42,000.
Yeah.
So,
So it's 50/50.
no,
Are
or
you looking for?
no, our total, like 42 was for 300 Grand River, 41,000 for railroad, and 12,000 for the Lane Street, and 75,000 for the river, which so it was 170,000 if they fund all of it, but I told them each project could be divided and split up. So if the city wanted to put in the motion that they want to give some money, then that's good, but I just said we weren't giving any.
Just roll with asking.
I mean, because I feel like I guess we could put in there that we're, talk to the school, figure out how much the project's gonna cost.
I mean, we do have other things that are, I don't want to say of more important, but different importance that we would probably like put our money in. I
Yeah.
mean, if we could give the thing, that would be sweet.
Yeah, and I don't
yeah.
know that it's gonna take, a match to get this. I don't know
Yeah.
that. But I do know that I could tell them our matches that, we already paid half for the property. We have worked with Eagle to get to where we are. And we're gonna partner with the school to, pay for the actual development of the site. So I think I could package it so it looks like that.
So 1 and 7 have applied. So they're not, are they gonna give it to just one person or could they say?
We
"Oh,
don't
we're
know,
gonna-"
right?
Yeah,
And so I think, and this 5-member board, they have a lot before them, there's places in, Vernon that need to come down. There's some buildings in Owasso that could be saved by a new roof. I mean, they got a lot and they only have 200,000 and some of the people,
But
their
they could
projects are
split.
600,000-700,000.
that's what I'm saying. Could split.
So they
They
could
could
split. We could
split
just,
something like
because
this.
I made it very clear that we didn't have to have the whole 200,000, that we'd be happy to tear that one down.
Yeah,
So, I'm not recommending one way or the other, but if the city council feels like they need to make,
well, I second your motion, taking it to council, for sure.
But do you feel like we need to ask for money or do you feel like we should, the project
I don't feel like we should ask for money because we have like the pickleball thing going on and then we have.
You
other
mean-
things.
You don't feel like we should put in
I,
any.
no, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
I
okay,
feel like
you
we should
think I
ask
should
for-
ask for the money.
Yeah.
Yes, ask for the money. I don't think this is something that maybe we should match. We're gonna match it in other ways, like
And
you
we
said.
already have put some.
And I feel like I can explain that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
The budget,
I don't really plan to spend a long time on it. I just want to introduce it to you guys. So, that's the next pile down. So these are some like adopting the budget back sheets. If you could just pass one of those down. And so that when we get ready to meet again, that you guys will know kind of what I'm talking about. So in here, it's just a schedule that it comes right from the MML. It matches our charter. Then there's the budget procedures out of our charter, so you can read over those. And the, we always have to have a resolution. And this lays out what needs to be in the resolution when we get ready to approve the budget. And then the last couple pages are what our debt is right now, any debt that we currently have. And every month you get this, the treasurer's report, it tells you how much money we have. And then in your packet is this, which is, the actual budget right now. It shows you the amended budget. And then the activity thus far, and then what's left in this year's budget. And then there's like a column for filling in the blanks for changes, updates, whatever. And then I suggest everybody goes like whatever other committees you're on, they should all be working on their budgets. And then in January, when everybody meets, they should really be starting that. It goes really fast from when we start
Yes.
talking about budget to when it needs to be adopted. Especially since every step has to go through city council for approval.
You remember you guys were talking about it and then it's like, it's here, like, oh, it's.
I know, it seems like crazy if I start talking about it in November, but it ends up all of a sudden we're
Yeah.
a budget.
I
you
mean,
know?
we're only meeting once or twice a month, so it's quick.
Yeah, and then, especially if you want to change things or understand things, if anybody wants to just come in and talk about each item, category, whatever, I can walk through this and explain it to you so that it makes more sense. I mean, right now it's just numbers, you know what I mean? You could look at it and go, what is that, so I'd be glad to sit down and talk through that with people.
Thank you.
Yep, that's it on the budget for now.
All right, let's circle back to the grant.
So we're gonna talk about, the reason it's on here is we're gonna talk about it tonight, and then, I mean, I didn't really know we were gonna be this short on time, but we're close. One of the big things that will come up tonight, just so it's not a surprise, is that C2AE has a proposal, to help us with the grant, like, they looked at the ice skating and the pricing for the, and then if, they help us with the drawings and all the things we need to get put into the grant. And then they included some money for the next 2 applications as well. But sticker shock, it's $12,000. So, and I have their proposal, so,
Okay.
and I got that today. I mean, that's just kind of how it rolls sometimes, so.
So we can look at it now or?
Yeah, oh yeah, but it's time for police, so I was
Yeah,
trying to hurry. Is that just one? You can give Greg one for the company, so, or if you don't want him looking at it before you're ready. We don't want him looking at it during the police committee, So, and the other, whatever we do there will, obviously affect the budget. I'll need a resolution tonight authorizing the submission of the grant application, how much it's for. Whether we're gonna have any match on that or not, and, supporting the project, basically, whatever it is we land on.
So the money that they're, for assistance that they have here, is that for the first application?
The majority of it is to get through that first, it's through like the planning process and helping us, know what things are gonna cost at Bait Scout Park. The
Okay,
prices
so
for
they
the-
are going, okay.
And then they also put together, technical budgets that I can't do, and drawings, site plan drawings and that kind of stuff. And it does say in the application, you get a few extra points for having somebody on staff, and those costs are submittable. So if we do get awarded, they could be paid back to us in the grant. So normally that's not the case. But everything since October 1st, when they announced the Spark grant, if you started, you can get anything that they've already done.
All right.
All right.
All right,
That was a whirlwind finance
Yeah.
meeting, but you got it.
all right. So we started a little late because technical.
Sorry.
No, not technical difficulty.
We had
It wasn't, you know,
Power
no,
outage.
power outage had a problem with her, so we didn't get online. Wait, wait it. So,
It wasn't me.
so do I hear any other comments or do I? Somebody to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second. I'm gonna wash my hands between meetings here.